The issue opens with Bruce Wayne reeling from the loss of his son Damian. Robin's death occurred in Batman Incorporated number 8. After almost losing Alfred to the Joker in Death of the Family and losing Damian to Talia, it seems Batman may be looking for some vengeance. Oswald Cobblepot, the Penguin, finds himself in Batman's crosshairs. The last time Batman saw him was right after Death of the Family. Unfortunately, he was forced to let him go. Penguin pointed out that he wasn't an accomplice in the Joker's scheme. Rather, he was kidnapped by the Psycho. We then get to see what Cobblepot has been up to since being released. Although he's eager to get back to running his criminal empire, he finds that his assistant, Ignatius Ogilvy, has taken over in his absence. Not only has Ogilvy frozen his bank accounts and taken over the Gotham mob, he also has destroyed the Cobblepot name. When Penguin calls Ogilvy to find out what is going on, Ogilvy explains, saying that he has double-crossed him and is now the Emperor Penguin. Cobblepot is unwilling to take this lying down. He goes to one of his hidden weapon caches and prepares to confront Ogilvy. By this time, Batman has picked up on the Penguin's scent, and they converge on the Iceberg Casino at the same time. When the Penguin arrives, Batman takes him down. He says that he finally has the evidence to take Cobblepot in, much to the Penguin's surprise. It turns out that this was all part of Ogilvy's plan. He created a string of murders that would lead to the Penguin. With Cobblepot behind bars, one of his two major threats has been removed. The other threat, Batman, will be dealt with next. The Emperor Penguin reveals that he has acquired the Man-Bat serum.
So obviously with the Man-Bat serum in his hand, it really seems to connect to what's been going on in Batman Incorporated.
With kind of Talia.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see a whole slew of Man-Bats.
Yeah, we've already seen the teaser for what is the 900, and we'll just have to see how expansive that is. But jumping back a little bit to this new Emperor Penguin, what do you think of him usurping Penguin?
I thought it was actually pretty awesome. I've always kind of liked mob politics and mob movies, and so it's kind of fitting that the someone below betraying.
Yeah, it's kind of cool that now Layman's trying to make his own original Batman villain.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Snyder did an incredible job with the Court of Owls, and people really like that. So now he's kind of just adding a new twist on the Penguin. It kind of surprised me, though, how Cobblepot lost all of his wealth, did he just have that much trust in Emperor Penguin?
Instantaneous. And it's not just his wealth, it's his family name, and he repeatedly brings up the idea that he's untouchable, and that's because he's the Gotham's child, as he brings up. But this guy's able to completely destroy that, too. He changes the children's
hospital.
Name, and so he's hitting Cobblepot everywhere.
Another part of this Penguin conflict that I kind of liked is how it all started in Death of the Family. Ogilvy is able to take over simply because the Joker had kidnapped Cobblepot. So and that left the throne leaderless.
And not only that, Joker initially went in and murdered all the other mob bosses.
Yeah.
So to force Penguin to be a part of his plans. And so he really just lined it up for this guy to come and take the throne.
We saw in previous backstories when the Joker actually did kill all the other mob bosses in that cathedral. Ogilvy was outside asking the police, hey, what happened? So I guess Ogilvy saw the writing on the wall and, benefited greatly from that. It'd be kind of cool if there's another story later of how the Joker turns out, this was all part of his longer plan. He's like, I'm going to make a mob boss.
So since last week we saw the death of Damian in Batman Incorporated number 8, we knew that the rest of the Bat titles are going to have to reflect it and address it in some way. And we had a short 2 to 3 page scene in the graveyard in this issue, and to me,
it was a very brief way of addressing it. I think it was just kind of tipping your hat at it, but
yeah, I think it's kind of cheap, especially towards a reader that doesn't read Batman Incorporated, to have a character die in a non-event, such that someone who's just reading Detective Comics and only reading Detective Comics picks this up and it's like, what the hell, Damian died? And it just says, see Batman Incorporated number 8.
But you could argue the exact same thing happened in Detective Comics with Death of the Family, if you're not reading Batman, then you don't really know what's...
Well, that's the whole idea of an event. When that there's a big event announced,
that's true.
There's something going on. And I think, I'm not saying that Batman Incorporated hasn't been on the radar. It's just that I think for some people, Damian's death kind of snuck up on them. Especially for someone who's only reading Batman and Robin. Could you imagine?
Well, I think if you are going to rank the Batmans to read, obviously you got to read Snyder's Batman first, but I think I would argue that Morrison's Batman Incorporated would be second on the list.
Well, it's always a matter of opinion,
That's
and
true.
some people like other things more. And I just think it's kind of cheap to kill off such a big character in a non-event. For Detective Comics, issue number 18, what would you give it as a grade?
I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. While I didn't agree with everybody's motivations in this issue, I still did like the whole idea behind the Emperor Penguin. It's a fresh take on the Penguin, it's a fresh idea, and I can appreciate that.
I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 because I felt Emperor Penguin's backstory and development in this issue was pretty well done, but I kind of felt that the untouchable aspect of Cobblepot's story was a little ham-handed and overdone.
So thanks for watching B3 Comics review of Detective Comics number 18. Before we go, though, we got a question for you guys.
So we all know that there's a lot of bad titles out there, but we want to know what you guys think are must-reads. We put our own rankings in the description below, and we'd like to hear what you guys think in the comments.
Also, be sure to check us out on Facebook and Twitter, and thanks for watching.